All right, guys, welcome to Trading with Me Ball. And you come here for the hot stock tips, and we're sitting here looking at the Nvidia. I don't know what else you need. It broke out of the flag and it's curling up. And there's news. They have Oracle has said they're going to do a factory or have a deal. Many announcements or several announcements, according to the CEO of Oracle. And I posted that on our Twitter. And yes, we're still on Twitter. But let's talk about why we took the trade. So we bought the fucking dip here at the open, and we did the same thing on SPY. And I had posted on Twitter this morning, not to rush in. And of course, not a single like was given because it's a popularity contest. And fuck Twitter anyway. Most of those people just claim credit for shit after it happens. And they're selling you something. I ain't selling you nothing. I have a free Discord and I took the link down off my profile because I'm not trying to grow it. I got a handful of guys to trade with, and that's all I wanted. We're not selling a Discord. We're not selling anything. But buying the dip here after the open, the news was good. The inflation looks like it's in line. The CPI numbers came out. And so they did a dump right at the open and faked everybody out. But within 15, 20 minutes, it started turning around. And we took the SPY and the Microsoft and a bunch of other shit and we just cleaned up. I wanted the Boeing puts, but I didn't trade everything. We took Boeing puts at the open yesterday and I was going to do it again, but I didn't think they'd be dumb enough to fall for the same trick 2 days in a row. And that was my mistake because Boeing went straight down like a rock in a river. So we took the dip on the Nvidia, and some of the guys sold up in here. We never claimed to sell at the peak. Okay. We can tell the truth because we ain't selling you nothing. We sell into 40, 50 percenters and we do it again and again and again and again. That's the path. Okay. Every time I hold for the home run, I get burned, but there are ways that you can hold. You can use Ripster's clouds. We're a fan of Ripster's, and you can see if it stays outside the clouds. And we've done videos on that, and so does he. But today we were looking for me. The calls are good till Friday, and so some of the guys sold up in here where my cursor is and took their 40, 50, 60 percenters or whatever. Some of the guys held longer and then sold when it went red. I held mine all day. And later on in the day, when it was like right about here, I saw this chop and I said, wait a minute, it's forming a flag. And so I put that on our Discord and I posted it on Twitter for everybody. Okay. That she was doing a flag. And I told the guys you can get a call for Friday for 22 bucks. That went to like 29 at the end of the day. There was another one we put in the Discord. The 1100 strike was 40 bucks. It closed at 60. And so that was a good 50 percenter. And later on in the day. And here's the news Ripster put up there, and I put a link about Oracle. I actually had found several news articles, and I put one of them up here, right here. The CEO of Oracle said on an earnings call tonight, they're doing a deal with Nvidia, and so that should be good for both stocks. But man, I'll tell you what, when you draw a flag like that and she breaks out of the flag and goes up, that's the perfect setup. A lot of times there's violence at the end of the flag and they don't always go up, okay? But there is usually violence at the end of the flag. A very common pattern that we'll see at the end of the flag is a dip up followed by a failure and then the next leg up. Okay. This puppy's strong. She just went straight up. And if you guys had never been here before, I'm just an old man that used to be a stockbroker and I went through a divorce and I started over recently with nothing but the knowledge in my head and I'm making it. Okay. After losing thousands of dollars on the paid discords, listening to all the experts with the Lamborghinis and the tattoos, who are full of shit, by the way, and I dare any of them to sue me because I traded with them and all that shit's recorded on the discords and the free trading spaces where they load up with the puts and then they claim they had the calls. And I'm talking about the most famous names on YouTube, the most famous names on Twitter. I traded with all of them, guys. It's just a meat grinder, 6 or 8 guys calling out trades right at the open. And if you did that today right at the open, you blew up your account, maybe, right? Because it dumped and it maybe you got stop lost out or something, you know. If you had the balls to hold, it went up later, but they're killing your time value when they do that. So, number one rule is don't rush in at the open. You can trade the open, just don't roll your whole account at the open, right? I like to say about 10:30, and there's a 10 o'clock dump usually, and here's a 10 o'clock pullback. That's just a minor retracement, but a lot of times we get a 10 o'clock dump. And so 10:30 would be this candle, okay? And I was trading with a guy today who wanted to trade live with me, and get some help. And we've been trading together for the last few days, and he's doing great. And I told him, why don't you take one for tomorrow? You don't have to trade the zero DTEs. And so he took a SPY call for tomorrow, so he didn't have to worry about selling every time there's a red candle. You could have held that sucker all day on the SPY. Um, and then let's look at the SPY. And you could see we bought the dip on the SPY. We circle the trades when we go in. And 1030 is right here, you got a good trend going on, but we took the dip, okay? We were actually selling, and we posted that for everybody on our 11:39. We're out. We're all cash, just holding the Nvidia, and that was 11:30 in the morning. And so 11:30 was up here somewhere. Okay, when it started going red, we cashed out of everything up here. 11:25, 11:30, we were out. Okay, as soon as we saw chop. Anybody that was holding, I was encouraging take profits. You can always go back in. Some of the guys played the puts. Some of the guys went back in later on the calls. You trade your plan your way. But what I like you to do is learn how to draw your own lines on charts so that you don't need me and you don't need anybody. And we saw this flag, and sure enough, she took it. Um, Guys, you can do this. Don't listen to people that tell you that you can't. And yes, we share the whole screen. We just don't give a shit. Have a good evening. God bless you.